Code of Zero, thanks so much for subbing. Welcome to the Red Host, my dude. Okay, so, before I hop into this, did everybody, I don't know if y'all saw, but I put a post on Reddit. I think it's still on the front page of the Total War subreddit. But I actually went and found last night all of the unique herdstones. So if you want to see all the unique herdstones that you can get playing the new Beastman campaign, feel free to go check that out. There's a lot of cool ones. I want to say there's like 7 or 8. So be able to check that out. XX Rathalos, thanks so much for using your Prime sub here again, my dude. 4 months, I appreciate that support. Okay, so do we want to do Vortex or Mortal Empires? Like we did Vortex the other day with Malagor, so I'm kind of feeling Vortex personally. Also, we don't have like a ton of time. Because I'm only going to be able to stream for like 3 or 4 hours today, and then tomorrow I'm going to stream for even less amount of time, just because I'm running out of I'm running out of time that I'm allowed to be showing stuff. Sean Lee, thanks so much for keeping the tier 1 sub going for 11 months. Thank you for the almost year of support, my dude.
Can't wait to see Thorek in action. Keep up the amazing work, Sotek.
Vortex? Okay, let's do Vortex today. Let's mix it up a little. Let's do Vortex.
Master Rune Lord of Karakazul.
Alright, we're gonna do very hard. And let's hop into it. The Doei have suffered through an age of terror and loss, battling against the hordes of enemies that have sought to chip away their proud legacy. Yet on the perilous shores of Lustria, Thorek, Ironbrow, host on Earth, the key to their revival. Powerful and ancient relics of the ancestors, long ago stolen from the Dwarfs, are said to lie hidden on the continent. Using the Damas Kron as his guide, Thorek is resolved to find them and with their might reclaim the greatness of centuries past. Whew. Oh, can you not see me? Yeah, you can. I'm right here.
Land infested with blasted Raki to another.
I love Thorek's voice.
The only difference is the eat. These vermin best stay out of my way, else they'll meet the mighty steel of my hammer. It seems a local clan has made their home here. Might be they know something about the ancient vaults that lie hidden in these strange mountains. This forsaken continent may be where the purpose of my journey is fulfilled. If the old texts speak true, a trove of ancient Doei artifacts lays buried somewhere near, hidden amidst these strange, forgotten ruins of centuries past. This land could hold the key to restoring the proud legacy of our people. In King Kazador's name, I will unearth the lost relics of our ancestors and bring glory to the Doei once more.
Doei! Whoop. Alright, so, something I find really funny is that King Kazador is actually your advisor, which I absolutely love. For anyone that's curious, I know a lot of people are going to ask about this, so I'm just going to nip it in the bud right now. If you are playing on Mortal Empires, King Kazador is still your advisor. However, he will, I think on like turn 2, he will give you a Confederation quest for Karakazul. So, you can actually get Karakazul in Mortal Empires very, very fast. Because you actually start in Karakazorn. So there's your little info dump. Okay, so, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put a garrison here, because I've actually messed around a little bit this campaign before, and this campaign does something really not cool right at the start, if you're not careful, which I'll show you guys in a hot minute. Alright, and let's work on getting militia training for our dwarf warriors.
A few mines will improve the place.
How's the relationship between Thorek and Kazador? It's pretty good. I would call them very, very close old friends. But yeah, it's good. Are there any no, there are no changes to the Lizardmen at all, whatsoever. Nothing. Outside of the DLC. I will be making a video talking about that this week. So if you want to hear my opinions on that, stay tuned. I'm working on like having a script, or at least like a brainstormed bullet points, so I could talk about it. The TLDR, so you don't have to kind of like wait. The TLDR is for me essentially that I am a little disappointed, but considering the sheer volume of content, I am not surprised. And there's always the future. There's no reason they can't fix Lizardmen stuff during Warhammer 3, or depending, like, I personally am very much expecting Warhammer 3 to get delayed to 2022, because we're already halfway through the year and they have not announced a release date yet. And honestly, I'm totally cool with that. I hope they delay the game a little bit. Like, if they need extra time, for the love of God, take it. But I'm anticipating a delay to early 2022, like spring. And if that happens, maybe they can fit in some Lizardmen fixes for Warhammer 2 in the meantime. Because think about it. We've got, how many factions do we got left, guys, to show off over the coming year? We've still got Nurgle, Slaanesh, Tzeentch, Cathay, Be'lakor, and the pre-order DLC, which is probably going to be Ogre Kingdoms. That's 6 races they have to show off in the months to come. So, like, if they were to show us one faction per month, that's 6 months, dude. That's going to get us to January. And then they could release the game in, like, March or something. And I'd be, that's great, fine. That's totally fine with me. Hopefully the community won't, because I'm heavily anticipating that, and I'm hoping the community doesn't lose their shit. Oh yeah, dude, I can't give a review of the DLC, because I'm still under, like, that's specifically under embargo still, but I can't say anything. I have exploding rocks! I love that. So my Grudge Thrower has the Rune of Burning on it, and the Rune of Burning legit not only gives you the Discourage Burnt effect on your missiles and flaming missiles, but they actually explode. They didn't have to do that. It could just apply the effect. But nah, it actually blows up. Oh, Hologon, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that, my dude. Hologon, before you go, would you be able to add that to the title? That's true, Ravezar. That is very true. Ravezar, I remember your name. You had some questions I answered in the Q&A yesterday. Thank you, Hologon. Do I think there's a chance we'll see the Praeton at some point? I think it's guaranteed you will see the Praeton at some point. I don't think you're going to see it right now, but I think you will absolutely 100 billion% see it in the future. More armor! Dwarfs are legit one of the only armies that I think having multiple wizards, well, not wizards, but multiple wizard equivalents in the same army is actually critical. Because every Rune Lord has their own, like, cooldown, which is just, like, so nice.
Thorek, Ironbrow! Move now!
Can't wait to see a Hobgoblin part for the Q&A. There's going to be at least an entire episode dedicated to Hobgoblins. And it's not that far away. It's coming up, it'll be probably next week. There's only probably a week or 2 left of the Chaos Dwarf Q&A, so you will not have to wait long. More melee attack. And
Fight! Vengeance! Iron
back to the line! Hold the line!
Range firepower! Ready! Strike out! Hey, as you command! For the High King! Thorek Ironbrow!
Yeah, for the Chaos Dwarf Q&A, God, what is there still to do? The Chaos Dwarf Q&A, there's going to be at least an episode dedicated to Hash It, probably 2 episodes. There's also going to be an entire episode on... also going to be an entire episode on... So what is left? It's Hash It, then I think maybe Chaos Dwarf fighting styles, like army and tactics. Like 1 or 2 other things. Hey, Mornington Crescent, thanks for the bits, my dude.
Mornington Crescent cheered. X500.
Appreciate that, thank you. Just get some last second shots in. Kaboom, kaboom. And kaboom. Okay. What's the green skin character I want to see added the most, and why is it Gorfang Rockgut? It is known I am a colossal fan of Gorfang Rockgut. I would kill to get him as a free LC Lord. I don't think it's gonna happen, and it hurts my soul that that's the case, but I would really like to get Gorfang. It would probably be better for us. It'd probably be more realistic to hope for, like, Snaglook Robspit. But yeah. Alright, so this is a cool new thing for Dwarfs. So Dwarfs no longer have some of the stupid options a lot of races have. They now have their own unique options when you defeat an enemy army. You can drink to victory, and where you do a Gorog, which is kind of like a party. And that improves income, growth, and public order in the local province, or you can execute and loot, which gives you old gold money. I'm gonna drink to victory.
Let's see what you...
Do I think we'll get more normal Chaos Lords like Van Horseman? What is a non... just a reminder, I am using a mod, by the way. Nobody freak out. If you see the skill dump and the Lords getting 2 things instead of only 1 skill point is a mod that I use. Don't lose your shit over it. It's okay. I promise it's okay. Nobody panic. Nobody panic. Okay. I should be able to reach it next turn, so I'm going to go ahead and recruit some more units. Let's get some blasting charges. And also another unit with shields. Somebody say panic? No! No, don't do it!
Glories reclaim.
Oh, you mean... Oh, yeah, you're still absolutely going to get humans. I still think you're going to get human legendary lords. Like, actual warriors. So, actually, interesting thing, I need to make a video about this. But, a big thing that I think is going to happen, based on how the demon rosters are going, I do not think... Like, we thought this was going to be the case, but I no longer think that they're going to mix the Warriors of Chaos in with the demons. So, like, I do not think Sigvald is going to join the Slaanesh faction. I think the Slaanesh faction is only going to be led by demons of Slaanesh. And then, like, regular warrior characters like Valkia, Sigvald, etc. will be part of the Warriors of Chaos. But they'll have unique skins, and maybe they'll have access to certain units from the Monogod rosters. But based on the fact that the Monogod rosters only have, like, 2 or 3 Warrior of Chaos units, I just don't see them having Warrior Lords. Because right now, like, what I thought they were going to do with the Monogods is that it was going to be like the full Warriors of Chaos roster. But it's not. It's only just a little smidge of Warriors of Chaos, and then an even tinier smidge of Beastmen. Which I think is not a bad decision. I think it's a good decision. Because it would, I think that would actually allow for the, I think that would allow for the Warriors of Chaos to still have their own identity and still be a thing like they were on tabletop. Did C ever call Korn Monogod? No, that's a community a community dub.
Avenge the ancestors!
One of my picks for the Ogre Kingdom's Legendary Lords. Ogre Kingdom Legendary Lord predictions, if they're the pre-order DLC, which I think they are Greasus Goldtooth, Scrag the Slaughterer, Golgfag Maneater, and Gark Ironskin. What mods am I running? The only mod I'm running, I'm running 3 mods. 2 skill points for Lords only, on level up. The puzzles where you have to spin it are pre-solved, and saved camera settings. That's it. No, they've done nothing to the Lizardmen FLC. Chat, if anybody else asked that question, feel free to go ahead and be like, he already answered that, here's the answer. The Lizardmen did not get anything for the FLC. So there's no new Lizardmen mechanics, there's no reworks, nothing.
Vengeance! Dwarf warriors! Will do! Hop those dwarfen legs! Thorek Ironbrow! Go!
What do I think about Thorek's color scheme? I think it's nice. It's nice. I thought it would be closer to Karak Azul. We have to remember that Thorek is not Karak Azul in this game. In the game, Thorek is very specifically Ironbrow's expedition, and Karak Azul is still its own faction. So he couldn't have the Karak Azul. Oops. He couldn't have the Karak Azul colors because they're already being used by somebody else. That being said, like, I think his colors are nice. Like, kind of like faded blues and gold. Looks great to me. Yeah, it's just more options. Can I explain what horned ones are? So horned ones are you can kind of think of them as an offshoot species of cold ones. Whereas cold ones in Lustria are like the most common raptor-like species that hang around in the jungles and are running all over the place. Horned ones are a more cavern-based species that are extremely rare in Lustria. Like, horned ones are very, very rare. And there are more of them in the Southlands than in Lustria, at least according to some of the older lore. But they are functionally cold ones that are much smarter. So they are smarter than regular cold ones. They're also faster. Rune of Wrath and Ruin! Oh my god, dude. I love that the Rune of Wrath and Ruin has a unique ability effect. Like, it does something. It makes me so happy. It makes me so happy. The multiplayer community didn't ruin Wrath and Ruin forever. They tried their hardest, but they weren't able to do it. The Rune of Wrath and Ruin lives on. Freaking multiplayer guys, can't trust them with anything.
Thorek Ironbrow! Get your beards up there!
Stop that right there.
Attack the orcs! Take your name! Vengeance! Get in close!
No? Man, I can't wait for the siege rework. I hate that shooting at a wall is so finicky. Alright, let's get some armor.
Strike the runes!
Were all the demons created at the same time? No. New demons are made all the time. New demons are made constantly. Let's go ahead and have them just peace out.
Runes of spellbreaking.
The nice thing is, when Thorek's in close combat, Thorek has this skill, Master of the Runic Ancient Lore. So whenever Thorek is in combat, he actually lowers his cooldowns really, really fast.
Sotek spawn.
Hey, Nobunaga did nothing wrong. There we go. Thanks so much for the Prime sub. I really appreciate the support. Thank you, and welcome to the Red Host, buddy. Please enjoy the emotes. And welcome to the community. Can I tell you why Thorek is more ripped than a rock? Dude, have you ever seen someone do blacksmithing? Like, have you ever watched somebody blacksmith before? Now, imagine someone doing that for hundreds of years. How would that person not be ripped? Oh yeah, they're doing a Midsummer event on Vermintide, aren't they? I need to play some Vermintide this week. But I'm so busy. Maybe we'll play Vermintide tonight, because I'm not going to be able to play Total War tonight, because I've already used up too much time. I'll get in trouble if I stream too much. Do I think Ogre Mercenaries increases the chance to see Dogs of War in Game 3? I would say it makes it a possibility. But I would say that with extreme caution, and I would also urge anyone not to get their hopes, like, insanely high up. You know, make sure you maintain reasonable expectations. I will be making a proposal video for how to implement the Dogs of War into the game, because I desperately want them, but my proposal will probably be a bit different than what most people are thinking. Dom. More melee attack.
Get it done.
Kick his ass! I love the way Thorek looks. Also, he sends out little lightning thunder waves when he attacks, which is just badass. What do I think about all the new AOS stuff? I like it. I'm not gonna get any of it. The Cruel Boys look really good, and they add a really new aesthetic to the Auric War Clans. I will get the books. I'm gonna get the Auric War Clans book and the Stormcast Eternal book. Also, the new Stormcast look fantastic. The new special character for the Stormcast, the Lord Champion or whatever he's called, looks absolutely badass. Alright, and we will occupy.
Make it fit for the Doei.
Alright, we have secured the right half.
A part of Thungni's tongues is ours once more.
Yep, we have half of Thungni's tongues. And the other half is not far from here. I just need to slap some more Skaven around. So let's upgrade the Rune of Wrath and Ruin. And then let's grab the Rune of Slowness. And you are also going to get the Rune of Wrath and Ruin. And then we're going to start upgrading, and we're going to go for population. And also, let's get some more troops! Oh, Quarrelers! I love being able to get Quarrelers fast. Did I have a chance to read Stars and Scales yet? Yes, I've read the entire PDF. It was great. Stars and Scales is awesome. I really want to be in a new Soulbound campaign where I can play a Lizardman or a Seraphon with like a group that knows how to play the game and a GM that knows how to GM the game. I want that so bad. Alright, Thorek's Rune Armor. These strange new lands teem with unfamiliar foes, yet Thorek remains undaunted. Rushing to judgment, a fit of panic, is the purview of an inexperienced fool. Instead, the Rune Lord will assess the threat firsthand. When the dangers of this world prove themselves deadly enough to warrant Thorek's intervention, only then will he finally don his mighty rune armor of war and be ready to stand against them. And Thorek's Rune Armor will give us 15% fire resistance and magic resistance, plus 15 armor, and it'll give us an aura that gives another 15 armor and 10% fire resistance to all allies within range. Destroy Clan Mange. You got it, Thorek. Or sorry, Kazador. Well, either of you. I'm also gonna punch Skrulk in the face while I'm at it. Actually, I think Clan Mange is isolated to... I think they're down here. So let's deal with Mange first, and then we'll deal with Skrulk. Could I show Thorek's grudges? Yes. Thorek's grudges are not traditional grudges. All of his grudges have to do with getting all of the... reassembling all of the various runic items. So basically, Thorek has taken it upon himself to have these ancient grudges of all these lost artifacts of the ancestor gods. Armor's a bit crappy. That's a great aura, dude. Plus 15 armor for everyone within 40 meters. That's great with me.
Hammer and anvil. Dwarves never tire.
Do grudges still get worse over time? I think some do, but these ones do not. As far as I can tell.
Witness the power of the rune.
Okay, that's going to take us up to 1 population, which is not enough to do... Oh, but that's going to finish building us there. So let's go ahead and do that so we have cheaper construction. Who's the most powerful character in Warhammer, in my opinion? Probably Lord Croak. Hello, Clan Mange. What are you up to? Sign a non-aggression pact with the Southern Sentinels. We gotta be friends with the lizards. You don't have to ask me twice. What's up? Hey, lizards. I like your style.
Tried and tested.
I'm still on for that Ogre King that's bet. What are we betting? I mean, I'm down, but what's at stake? Let's get the trinket maker going so I can have income.
Rune Lord of Kazador.
Let's see if we can outwit some rats. Some vermin.
Quietly does it.
Let's pop an ambush stance and let's go ahead and pick up dwarf treasuries to really get our income popping.
Lord of the runes.
How many dwarves can you fully equip character runes since they're limited in how many you can make? What? How many dwarfs can you fully... Oh, that's a great question. A lot? I don't know the exact number, I'm sorry. But the answer would genuinely be a lot. Because you can have up to 3 runes on a character. And there are, if I were to math this out real quick, 3, 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. You could have about 13 and a half characters fully equipped with runes, not including any other runes, because you can get runes from doing quests sometimes. So, just through the Runic Forge, you could fully equip up to about 13 characters. Will we ever get Prince of Pophis for Tomb Kings? If we politely keep asking for it, and encourage Games Workshop, or not Games Workshop, Creative Assembly to perhaps make a DLC that adds in Prince of Pophis, maybe like a Heroes of Legend DLC, like I proposed, then I think we could absolutely see him. Quests give runes? I didn't know that. Some quests give runes. Oh, he snuck around the back. Because I just wasn't paying attention. Oh my god. Oh my god, my hand slipped. Man, that was a really violent cough. I don't know what happened there. Geez, I should probably drink some water. Whew. Man, that was weird. Who in the world of Warhammer Fantasy / AOS would I choose as my spirit animal? My spirit animal? As much as I hate to admit it, it's probably like Grease's gold tooth.
What? On our way! Quietly does it.
He must have gone like right here. Could I name a legendary hero for every race? Yes, I have an entire YouTube series dedicated to it. And a lot of stuff. Here, I can do it right now. If I, oh man, hold on. Oh, okay, I've got this for guidance. Warriors of Chaos. So for the Warriors of Chaos, I would do, Vardic Crom. So Warriors of Chaos, Vardic Crom, Vampire Counts, Conrad von Karstein, Dark Elves, Shadowblade the Assassin, High Elves, Corhill, Captain of the White Lions, Dwarfs, Joseph Bugman, Ogre Kingdoms, Bragg the Gutsman, Demons of Chaos for Khorne. Here, I'll even do a bonus round. For Khorne, I would do Karanak, the Three-Headed Hound. For Nurgle, I would do... Nurgle doesn't really have a great option. Because I really like all the Nurgle characters being legendary lords, to be honest.
Death to the Thagaraki!
Maybe Epidemius? It really feels more like he should be a lord, not a hero, but I guess Epidemius. Slanesh the Mask, though I would also like her to be a legendary lord. Tzeentch, definitely the Blue Scribes. Tzeentch the Blue Scribes, 100%. Or, no, the Changeling. The Changeling would be for Tzeentch, because I don't see him leading armies. I think he'd be better as a hero. Lizardmen, Chalkox the Eternity Warden. Wood Elves. We got Ariel, which is pretty good. I don't really think Wood Elves need another one, to be honest. Nyeth the Prophetess shows up as the advisor for the Sisters campaign. So I guess she wouldn't count. I guess you could say Erloth, but I think Erloth would be better as a legendary lord. But yeah, I guess you could go with Erloth if you wanted to. The Empire, Ludwig Schwarzhelm, Tomb Kings, Prince Apophis, Orcs and Goblins, Gatilla the Hunter. Vampire Coast, that one guy I looked up and made a video about, whose name I can't remember, or maybe like Van Geist. And that's everybody, right? I think it's everybody. Alright, so we defeated the Skaven in 2 battles, which means we've completed the Wayward Sons quest. So the rogue dwarfs of the Spine of Sotek dwarfs are willing to confederate with us. Oh, Skaven. Or Skaven and Beastmen. Skaven and Bretonia, actually. For Skaven, I would do... what is his name? Squeal Gnawtooth. Squeal Gnawtooth for the Skaven. For Bretonia, I would do Bahamon the Beastslayer. Or Bahamon Beastslayer. I know a lot of people want him as a legendary lord, but I don't see what he would offer new as a legendary lord. I'd rather have like an archer legendary lord or something. So for Bretonia, I'd go with Beastslayer. And then for Beastmen, I would do Moonclaw. Moonclaw would be Beastmen. Oh, Norska. For Norska, I would do Scylla Anfringrim. Scylla Anfringrim. What do I think about Valnir the Reaper? He's cool. He's alright. He died a really long time ago. He got offed by the Tsar of Kislev during the Great War Against Chaos, but he's a cool character. He also, his weapon makes a cameo appearance in Age of Sigmar during a book, which I thought was kind of cool. Kiro Haas. Kiro! Hey, thanks so much for keeping your Tier 1 sub going. Hello. Good to see you. Thank you for the 14 months. All right. Anyway, so we could do. Oh yeah, I think Volnir did come back, but.
Get to the Thagaraki.
So we could do up to code, which gives me 100 oath gold, but I take a public order penalty. Guild favors, which is I lose oath gold, but I gain armor and weapon strength for 10 turns. Reputation and respect, which is plus 20 diplomacy with all dwarfs and plus 5 public order. I don't think there are any other dwarfs in the Vortex campaign. Well, there's Karak Zorn, but I'm really far away. And independence, which is that we don't join them, but we move to the best. We're gonna do up to code. I want oath gold. I want that oath gold, so we're gonna do up to code. So I have confederated with them, which gives me a lot of oath gold.
Tongues shall be whole again soon.
Yep, and we got the left half of Thugni's tongs and completed a whole bunch of quests. So we've confederated, and I can forge the tongs. Rah, kaboom!
To think of the runes I will craft with these.
So, now we have plus 5 melee attack for all miners and longbeards with great weapons, sundering attacks for all miners and longbeards with great weapons, and minus 15% cooldown for all rune magic. Beautiful. Krizomi, thanks so much for renewing your Prime sub. I appreciate the support. Thank you very much. Haha, my economy is gone. Alright, let's get rid of all the dwarfs with great weapons. Alright, that stabilized it a bit. Let's get rid of the miners with blasting charges. I will hang on to everything else. Okay, so we have a lot to do. Let's upgrade our income. Boost our population. Let's get rid of that. Let's upgrade our gems. The gem mine. What are gems good for? Iron breakers and hammerers. Okay. And then we can upgrade the clan barracks here.
Old ways are best.
The old ways are best. And then let's upgrade the Rune of Wrath and Ruin. And I'm going to move to the edge of my territory here. And we're going to pop into encampment stance to heal a little bit more. We do have a free Slayer unit because of our Damas Kron situation. But I don't think I want to spend any more money. I do want some income. So I think we'll pause there. But what we can do with this guy is... I am probably not going to be friends with these guys because they have an artifact I want. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to pop into raid stance and steal some lizard trinkets. Am I happy with the dwarf changes? Yes, very much so. Defeat the following character in battle. Oh, okay, so this is my kind of like Vortex storyline. So so here's the thing, they don't tell you this in the campaign until it starts happening, and then it can be really spooky. Whenever you forge a new, like, super item, whenever you forge any of the artifacts of the ancestor gods, a big Skaven army will essentially spawn and come after you. So be careful when you forge the items, because you will get attacked. So we've got Damaged Missive. The Skaven Pestilence descends. A tide of vermin appears mere moments after the artifact has been reforged. Have they been lurking and lying in wait, or is the timing simple coincidence? Regardless, the Rune Lord cares not for their motives. The Ratkin are a familiar foe, and these blighters will die like all the rest. Damaged Missive. A withered missive plucked from the vile claws of one of the vermin provides no further answers to their motives. Fight, kill, we search and slay.
Be sure to put your...
Yeah, shut up. Wait, what does it want me to do?
Out but pests.
Trade agreement. Okay, so I need to expand out here and destroy Clan Mange. I don't want to move too far out yet, though, because I don't want to... let's do sharpen weapons. I'm going to have this guy leave my army and then rejoin, sharpening weapons. I want to deal with this army that's about to come into my territory, and then we will worry about starting to expand.
Get to the Thagaraki.
Give me that. And let's forge some goodies for Thorek. Let's start with getting character runes. So for Thorek, let's get the Master Rune of Flight, because that'll let us throw a hammer at people, which is hilarious. We can also get the Master Rune of Adamant for 20% extra health, because I want to give Thorek the good shit. We want Thorek being an absolute king out there. And then, although I should be able to get a copy later, let's go ahead and get the Master Rune of Spite, which is that when he's in close combat, he deals damage to everyone around him. And then for my regular Rune Lord, or my Runesmith, let's pick up some stuff for our Runesmith, which is... what would be good for him? Rune of Fear could be really strong. Let's also do... the Rune of Impact. And we can do the Rune of Luck. Noise, noise. And then let's check out some banner runes. I'd like to upgrade some more of my units. Let's get the Master Rune of Stromny Redbeard. Are blessed and sacred spawnings very common in the Lizardmen? In, like, the lore? No, they're pretty rare. They only show up every once in a while. Like, they're very rare. Let's get the Master Rune of Grugni. I know you're incredibly busy, but I'd like to, would I make a video about Valnir the Reaper? One day, I would love to, but I'm gonna be honest with you, that would be, I've got so much crap on my plate, like, I'm already like, what, almost 2 years behind? So, like, I would absolutely love to, but I just want to be, like, I don't want to mislead you or anything. So please understand that, although I would very much like to, it could easily be a very long time. Like, ideally, I'd like to cover every single character and thing in the setting, eventually. But, unfortunately, I can't just, like, seal myself in a pocket dimension and just come out the next day and have everything written and recorded and researched and all that stuff. Oh god. Yep, thanks. Okay.
Wretched Crotty.
So let's do Master Rune of Adamant, Master Rune of Flight, and Master Rune of Spite on Thorek. And then we want to give him a whole bunch of banner runes to equip on my army. Beautiful. And then for our Runesmith, we're going to give him the Rune of Fear, the Rune of Luck, and the Rune of Impact. And then we'll have him take Cooper.
It is time.
And then this Lord can take that extra rune I've got lying around, and he can also have these 3 runes just to have something to sit on for the minute. I also want him to take this.
For the wisdom of the layer.
And we can actually go ahead and get another rune. Because we do want to unlock all the runes eventually. Let's go ahead and get the Master Rune of Scalf Blackhammer. Hey, you get used to it. Good to see you, my dude. It has been a hot minute. Hope you're doing well. Alright, let's see where those disgusting little verminous Skaven end up. Okay, should be good to... Okay, we're good. Alright, where are they going? I don't know. Maybe they're just like hiding out here?
Get to the Thagaraki. Seeking knowledge.
Hello?
March.
Oh, our Lord leveled up. Very cool. Let's do... Let's actually go for Mason to make buildings cheaper around him, since he's kind of gonna be on defense for a hot bit.
If you want something done right,
Start that off. Kind of disappointed that rune slots take up the magic item slot. I guess, but you know, they're just trying to make things work. Like, if it's hard on modders, I mean, sorry. I don't know. I don't worry about the modding community, to be honest. Those guys, they'll find a way to make it work. New baby. Where is this about a new baby? Where is that? Hey, crusty baby cakes. Related name, I suppose. Congrats on the kid, my dude. Huge congrats. Everyone in chat, make sure to wish crusty baby cakes a huge congrats on the kiddo. Alright, so let's put the 10% ward save on our iron breakers just to make them hilariously tanky. Oh, you know what? No. Let's put the Master Rune of Stromny Redbeard for the melee attack on our... Actually, no, that's stupid. Yeah. So ward save on them. Melee attack aura on the Longbeards. Expert charge defense on the... And melee defense? Let's put that on the miners. And then we'll put the physical resistance on the Quarlers. Man, I love that miners have armor sundering attacks now. Like, armor sundering with their blasting bags and with their melee attack. That's so nice. Like, miners are actually useful because it's like, oh yeah, they have, like, legit stuff they can do. Oh, he has 2 Doom Wheels. That's a little spooky. Okay, and if memory serves, we started like 20 minutes-ish into the stream. So, just because I need to kind of keep a mental timer going. Well, I'm not the uptime, like when I actually started showing content. That's what I'm trying to dedicate to memory. I should have written down like this is when I hit go. But I'm stupid, so I didn't. Is the effect of the artifact available only to Thorek? No, the artifacts you collect in Thorek's campaign are available to his entire faction. So, like, every single miner and Longbeard with Great Weapon in my entire faction has been buffed by the Tongs of Thukni. So you know what? I want y'all on the fronts for now. Oh yeah, I forgot they actually have their own artillery. Oh, let's do some counter battery. Counter battery's fun. Plus, Skaven generally suck at counter battery fire. Dude, look how little damage that does to the Iron Breakers. Because they've got the 10% ward save and they've got the 20% missile resistance. They're just like, damage? What damage? What is this damage you speak of? Yeah, right. Woo! Woo! Punishing shot. Oh, can other Dwarf Lords craft the items? No. The Ancestor items are unique to Thorek and his campaign. Oof, Ironbreakers are taking a beating. Hang in there, lads. Damn, dude! Freaking laser scope. Alright, here they come. Take down the Doom Wheel.
Thorek Ironbrow.
Rune of Slowness. Yeah, you ain't going nowhere.
Ancestors.
Hold the line. Alright, that's one down.
No! Nothing can stop us! Axes out, lads! Thorek Ironbrow! Oh, Sotek!
Alright, Warp Lightning Cannon's down. Let's focus on those Jezzails.
Lord of vengeance!
Ooh, they've got rattling guns. Oh no! They summoned a unit behind me. Oh no, those are the Rat Wolves. Ooh. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Don't wrong. The anvil's might. It is a reckoning.
That is going to make this situation a lot more sticky than it needed to be.
Attack the orcs! We demand blood! Romney's will! Oath and steel! Aye!
For artillery? Ah, they'll be fine.
The runes glow. Obey me!
You need to deal with those damn guns. Incoming Doom Wheel.
Aye!
Got 8 seconds left on this.
Get it on!
2, 1, and boom.
Strike the runes! Move!
Okay, I think their general's unbreakable. If I could invent a brand new unit for Seraphon in Age of Sigmar, what would it be? Honestly, after reading Broken Realms Be'lakor, I really would not mind like some dragon units.
How do you enjoy Thorek so far? Is the rune magic any good?
Heathen History Streaming. I love the Dwarf campaign. The new Dwarf campaign is super duper fun. And yes, I have been messing around with rune magic quite a bit. It is addictive. Rune magic is really strong and it's very enjoyable to use. It's basically like a lore of magic. It just has way longer cooldowns, but you don't need any winds of magic to cast. But yeah, it's a ton of fun. Very fond of it. Thanks for the bits. Do I think the new core rulebook for AOS is worth getting for the lore? If you care about the lore, yes.
Thorek Ironbrow!
Alright. Good job, Thorek.
Step to it!
Hopefully my Grudge Thrower did not entirely die and was just, like, wounded. It looks like it's gonna be kind of close. I'd love to see more of the Rune of Wrath and Ruin. Yeah, the Exploding Rune is great. Oh, it survived!
Even History Streaming cheered.
Let's see what
100.
you're worth.
So basically in really drawn out battles the Dwarfs are now overpowered when they use it, right? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I guess you could argue it that way. You know, if you're able to keep the battle going and like really drag it out for a long period of time, then it would certainly have an advantage over magic. Doing that will certainly not be easy. But, you know, yeah, it could be done. I saw somebody asked earlier how much bonus damage I'm getting from the sharpened weapons. And let's see if I can figure that out.
Glory for Caracas.
It's 5%. So it improves the missile and melee damage of all units by 5% at base. And then for every level you upgrade it, it goes up an additional 3% and then an additional 5%. So it goes up to 10% extra damage, which is pretty nice.
Brumney's will.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to auto-resolve that because I don't want them to kill my Grudge Thrower. And I'm going to have my Grudge Thrower flee off the battlefield right at the start. That way I don't have to worry about Skaven killing it. And I can just start slapping people. What's one thing in Game 3 I know won't be in it, but I want really badly? Fish people. I want the Fishmen race. I want Cthulhu, terrifying, gross, nasty fish people. But the odds of that happening are hysterically tiny.
For the Cutter's Encore. For the ancestor gods. Thorek Ironbrow.
That'll buy us a little time.
Splitters. Kill Lurks. Brunreki. Hurry. We demand blood.
Forward!
Ironbrow.
Heathen History Streaming cheered. X200. Well, if Cathay made the roster, fish people can be in too.
Yeah, I guess. Thanks for the bits, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, anything's possible. That's true. Please name the Carnosaur Chloe. I can definitely do that.
What? Rune of smiting upon them.
Here, let's slap a little speed buff on my army. Those miners are probably doomed, but, you know, that's okay.
Brumney's well. Dwarf warriors. Dwarfs, ready access.
Archers, I want you to go straight for the Rattling guns.
Longbeards. Doei, attack. Attack the Urks. Thorek Ironbrow. Oath and steel.
And kaboom. That might be a little too close.
Come on! Right! Thorek Ironbrow!
Now we can go.
Understood, Lord! Ironbreakers! Longbeards! Dwarf warriors! Runesmith! By Grumney! Thorek Ironbrow! Wrath and ruin!
Do the thing! Kaboom!
Dull! Get moving! Attack the Earth! Ironbreakers! The clans unite! Age, wealth, and skill! Castle! Attack the Urks! Right? Himalayas will Brumney's hammer! Aye! Yes!
Oh, God, I hate this Skaven summon. It's so annoying.
Yes! Yes! Move! Vengeance! For the ancestors! Doei ready! Doei attack!
What happened to the Doom Wheel?
Done wrong! Doei attack! The runes glow! Casting the runes! The anvil's might!
Oh, I love that! That's such a cool effect.
Heathen History Streaming cheered. X300. Since I still got bits, how would you enjoy a axe throwing unit that has the rune on it that makes the axes return to the thrower, thus creating a unit with unlimited ammo?
As hilarious as that would be, I feel like that would have significant balance issues. I mean, the rune that gives you the boomerang axe, that is the Master Rune of Flight, which is a very rare rune. It's difficult to apply, and it's not common at all to see. So an entire unit having it, maybe is like an end campaign goofy item. I could maybe see that working. But it would be very silly, in my opinion. I mean, you could mod something like that in quite well, I think. But I think it would definitely introduce some problems, just to have like hilarious axe throwing.
Even history streaming cheered. X100. Does Bardin's throwing axe have that? Maybe
Yes.
for a regiment of renown.
Yes, Bardin's throwing axe has the Master Rune of Flight. And thank you again for all the bits. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Let's grab the Rune of... let's get the Rune of Penetration. The Rune of Oh Baby. So we can give that to this guy so he can toss it on his war machine.
Lost glories reclaimed.
How hard is it to make / get that flying axe back? What? Oh, he ambushed me. I see. I could auto-resolve for a Pyrrhic victory, but I would lose a lot. So yeah, I'm not... I think we're gonna lose our grudge thrower, but I'll do my damnedest to keep it alive. Yeah, I could see as like a campaign exclusive Regiment of Renown, like a unit of just Master Rune of Flight guys, which would be hilarious. They're all just like throwing the axes and it all flies back to it. Can you apply banner runes to Regiments of Renown? Yes. Save the grudge thrower! The grudge thrower is the only thing that matters! Protect it! Protect it with your lives!
Move now! Nothing can stop us! Dwarf warriors! Hold those dwarfen legs! Iron breakers! Ancestor gods!
Ah, it's... Oh god! No, turn that off! Save them! Save them!
Strike the axe! By Thunder's hammer! The anvil's might! To the forge!
Oh, I duo-casted it. Oops. I didn't want to do that.
Warriors! For Grimnir! Warriors!
Axe is out! Axe is out! Just beat the snot out of them!
Get moving! Retreat! Surrender! Ready to strike! Scuff! Oath and steel!
Ah, that does so much damage. I love it.
Range far! Range fast! Axes out! Go! Vengeance!
Hold them
History
back!
streaming cheers. X100. I love that the Doei's quarrelers can actually beat most Skaven melee units in melee.
Yeah. That's what they get for sending slaves against proper Doei. Let's do the Rune of Armor.
Strike the rune! For the ancestor gods! Thorek Ironbrow! Up! And blade! Iron breakers!
Are we throwing? let's try and have some of the coilers back up. These warriors hold the line. Got 6 more seconds. What post-battle options do the dwarfs get? You can either have a gorog, which is like a drinking celebration, and that allows you to that allows you to get like public order, increased income. It's like bonuses to the local province that the army stands in.
Move on! Find your targets!
Oh no! Turn off! Turn off! Turn off!
Bring out the axes!
Silly goofs.
Strike out! Yes! Rivers! Attack the edge! Dwarf warriors! Move! Age, wealth, and skill! Hunt the earth! Hunt those dwarven legs! Quarrelers! Down! Anu!
Let's do. I'm gonna buff myself.
Oath and steel! Hunt those dwarven legs! Iron breakers!
Hope everyone's doing well, by the way. Hope you're all having a lovely weekend wherever you may be in the world. If you're in the US, of course, I hope you're enjoying the holiday. Whether you're spending time with family or just enjoying the day on your own. Kaboom! Man, the Mazarin of Flight actually does nasty damage if you hit a character with it. Like it is a flat out sexy ability. Ain't no getting around it. Alright, where is my war machine? That's the real question. Should be somewhere around here. Coilers, kill the Gracier.
Thorek, Ironbrow!
Alright, let's fall back.
Sharpish! Will of Iron! Rough and
Slap him with the Rune of Slowness. Oh! There are reinforcements. That would be the issue. Okay, well let's get him killed and I'll deal with these jerks. Shields! Shields! Wow, that is super annoying. Stop throwing crap at me, jerks. Okay, he's dealt with. Let's deal with this assassin. Oh, they've got like a legit assassin. Okay, let's do. No. Let's do Rune of Negation on myself. Give myself that big old ward save. Oh, it's a chieftain. Beat the snot out of him. Big old Skaven army. My goodness. We should probably fall back. Fall back! To me! To me!
Thorek, Ironbrow!
Speed buff! Suck on this! Can I give you a fun fact about Thorek, the brass bull? Sure. Here's actually a really good fun fact about Thorek. The reason Thorek has that weak spot on his neck, that big gash, where if you is his literally his only weak spot. The reason Thorek has that is when Thorek got his brass body. He got it essentially as a reward for going on a massive rampage through Talabecland. And when he finally got to the end of his rampage and he collapsed in like an actual river of blood. Aw, we lost the Grudge Thrower. That's a bummer.
You're no
he
use
was
to me.
so exhausted that he essentially died. But the Dark Gods were like, ah, no, we're not done with you yet. And so they decided to basically, you know, infuse him with power and make him all spooky and stuff. Searched a ruined settlement for Clad Brakak. Okay.
Thorek Ironbrow.
So they, when they resurrected, when they got Tarex to essentially like stand back up,
Off we go.
the incident that occurred was really funny because what essentially happened is that when Tarex like stood up and the Dark Gods blessed him with this body of brass as he started going through all this transformation, they had sent a herald of the Dark Gods, like a demon, to talk to Tarex and essentially, you know, be like, hey, like, we really approve of what you're doing, you know, have this as a show, have this power as a show of our favor, you know, have this gift to showcase that we favor you. But Tarex is Tarex, you know, he's a bloodthirsty berserker that does not give a damn what the Dark Gods think. He literally doesn't care because he's usually so busy being angry and full of rage that he can't stop long
Even
enough
history streaming
to like think
X100
about
was Grungy's
issues.
location ever mentioned during the end times? Also bummer how they wasted Valaya.
Yeah. But so when he was talking to this this entity, this representative of the gods, this representative expected Tarex to treat him with respect, it seemed like it was a Cornate herald, a herald of Corn. But instead of treating him with respect, Tarex gets up, turns to the herald, and the herald's like, hey, I'm important, and Tarex just bites his head off. So Tarex just kills him. Because the second Tarex wakes up, the first thing he does is start killing again. So he just bites the herald's head off and kills it, which super pissed off the demon. And so when his body was forming into brass as to make him like basically invincible, the demon, out of spite, because Tarex killed him, gave him that weak spot in his armor. But Heathen History, so Grugni was active during the end times. We don't know like exactly where he was, but according to the lore in Age of Sigmar, which a lot of Age of Sigmar has been trying to retcon various issues in the end times, because there were so many. And one of the things they talk about is that Grugni basically attempted to stand with his children, and was like actively trying to participate in battles, and was like blessing them as much as he could and all that stuff. Him and Grimnir were there for the final fights. And yes, I do agree it was a shame what happened to Valaya. However, I don't think she's wasted. I actually think that Valaya will return. I'll lose Quarrelers and 2 miners.
Brakak will be tested. Let's see what you're worth.
Even history streaming cheered. X100 agreed the end times errors are atrocious.
They certainly had some problems. There were some okay parts, but yeah, the vast majority of it was a absolute mess. Okay. We are... Oh, what? What happened? Beastman raids? Ugh. Ugh. How expensive is it to repair? Okay, it's pretty cheap.
Glory's reclaimed.
Let's grab another unit of Quarrelers. Let's actually get some Quarrelers with great weapons. And then give me those 2 miners with blasting charges. And you're gonna raid that Ponzi elf, because I don't give a flying flip about Teclis. The only thing he's good for is kissing my axe. Okay, let's start getting some items. Okay, I need more though to actually get those. Troglodyte preview is nice. Oh, they put it out today? Cool, cool, cool. I love the Troglodyte. Chaos Corruption for 3,000 gold or Untainted. I'm going to take the Untainted because I've got Skaven Corruption all over the damn place. Alright, and then I've got 300 gold. Let's go this way. We've got 10 more turns to wipe out Clan Mage. Alright, give me... Just give me some miners. Just to give me, like, units. Cool.
Even History Streaming cheered. X100.
So many bits! Dude, thanks for all the bits, my lord, dude. I don't hate elves. I don't hate anything in Warhammer Fantasy. I have room in my heart for every faction in Warhammer Fantasy. But elves are definitely... I definitely like to make fun of them. Turns out the traditional Pale Death for the Troglodyte is going to be an ROR. That's why the others are colored. That's a lame excuse. It should have been the other way around. The normal ones should have been the actual normal color, and then the ROR should have been like the crazy color. But, you know, CA is going to CA. They like changing things. They like changing things in the Lizardmen just to spite me. I'm pretty sure.
Even History Streaming cheered. X100. I don't hate them either, but I'm loving the Doei above all else in Warhammer Fantasy.
We actually
so
got the ambush.
Cheer 100.
Ah, fair enough, my dude. Fair enough. Rune of Stoicism. Let's put it on. Put on a minor unit. Haha, we ambushed the rats. Getting messed up, dude. Yeah, get out of here, you nerd. Strike the runes! Minus 10% cooldown. Very nice. Let's go ahead and grab Route Marcher so I can actually move. Forge-Fire, yep. Undertaker, I can 100% assure you that is not the case. Unless my memory is really... Unless I just totally missed it, which is possible. I'll check later. Pretty sure the monsters do not change colors between factions. The Lizardmen monsters. The Beastmen monsters do now, which is cool. Okay, let's do this. Let's go for this guy. Because that means the other guy is going to come in for an ambush from the other, like a bad direction, and then we can just beat the snot out of him. Who's the best living Rune Lord that Doei have? That depends on how you define that. The oldest and most knowledgeable
Even History Streaming
of the Rune Lords is Crag the Grim, who's still alive, and he's over 1,000 years old. Like, he's
I watched your video on that and I still believe it to be so after seeing the added units. Narkai is already such a liability.
Heathen History Streaming. Yeah, I am not happy with where the Lizardmen are. Oh, my ear itches. I'm not happy with the Lizardmen, with where they're at right now. Like, they're not awful, but I find them very bland, and I feel like I'm just cursed that Creative Assembly feels the constant need to just add really stupid things to them, and then not add any of the things that would fix the problems that they themselves keep introducing. And I'm not trying to, like, just totally crap on them. They've done a lot of really cool things, but, like, I really don't like a lot of the decisions they've made with the Lizardmen. I mean, really don't like it. I feel like just so many poor decisions have been made. With, like, every single Lizardman DLC that, except for maybe the newest one, just has such massive issues. It just sucks. Okay, let's give melee attack to all my guys. And then let's get off the Rune and Wrath and Ruin.
Grandma Esther with the donated $20. This donation is mostly for all of your YouTube content. I've watched Lawmaster, but I'm always glad to catch a live stream too. Thanks for all that you do.
No, thank you. My content would be meaningless if you guys didn't watch it. I'm really, really pleased and happy that I can provide y'all with any entertainment. And I'm really, really pleased and thankful that y'all are so supportive of me and my work. So, thank you very much for the tip. And thank you even more so for the nice words. Thank you. I really do appreciate that. Thorek, where are you? There you are. Okay, let's go for... Let's do armor.
Oath and steel!
Yeah, that. Man, okay, I'll be honest. I'm gonna be real with you guys. If they actually came out and fixed the way Tehinoan holds his sacred plaque, that would literally have been the first thing I would have talked about. I would have come out the gate being like, hallelujah! Like, that would have been, like, the #1 thing I talked about instantly when the embargo on the free LC stuff went off. I would have been going apeshit. How old was Queek Headticker when he died? I think he was like 7-ish. Nope. He was either 7 or... He was somewhere between 7 and 10 years old. Which for Skaven is very, very old. Skaven making it to double digits is like virtually unheard of unless you're a Gracier or a member of the Council of 13.
Heathen History Streaming cheered. X100. I want Chakax the Eternity Warden and some more infantry choices. The DLCS all felt kind of half a shed. Not yet finished all the Chaos Dwarf Q&A vids, but working on it. Will there be a longer versions of the one?
So... Yes, Chakax would be awesome. More infantry options? Yeah, I'd be open to it. Like, honestly, I'm pretty happy with the Lizardmen roster. And if you were like to ask me, like, hey, Sotek, what stuff do you want? I don't know if I would be recommending any new infantry. Like, I'd probably say, like, I'd really like to see Skink Horned One Riders. God, I would love Skink Horned One Riders. Give us Tichi Huichi's Raiders, dude. Always
our best.
Chakax would be amazing. I would gladly give, like, one of my fingers. Just give us Chakax, CA. You cowards! Outside of that, though, Chaos Dwarf Q&A series, glad you're enjoying it. Will there be longer versions of the ones that just had one? Yes. So, like, the thing with the Chaos Dwarf Q&A series is that's, like, the style that I want to do going forward. And, you know, we'll just be working our way around the various races. I don't want to, like, pigeonhole... I do intend to go back and talk about the other races at some point. But, you know, we're just going to try and keep, like, moving and doing new stuff. And then, can we see more videos from the Who Would Win series? The Who Would Win series... Oh, man, I have such, like, kind of mixed feelings about it. Because, like, I do enjoy it. But I honestly, I have a hard time understanding what people want from it, I guess. Like, what the style should be. I don't know what I'm doing with it, if that makes sense. Like, whenever I stare at a Who Would Win, I feel like I don't have a good grasp on how to make it entertaining, interesting, and engaging. If that makes sense. Speaking of the next Chaos Dwarf poll Q&A, will we be picking the next one via poll again? The next Q&A will be determined by Patreons. or patrons on Patreon doing a poll. Yes. The old style was perfect. Yeah, well, the old style had Turin, and I cannot. That's not a viable system anymore. Squats infinite? Yes, I would agree with that. I don't get how the plaque doesn't count as a bronze shield. When he holds it the way he does, I agree.
Heathen History Streaming cheered. X100. I love it so much. To me those are one of the most interesting videos. To me the guests are giving it a huge boost. Especially since you basically teach them.
Yeah, maybe, you know what, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with that. Like, maybe we could have, like, a poll system or some kind, where, like, people suggest content creators to come on. But I feel like I need to do a better job of scripting it so that the people that come on, like, understand what the hell is going on in the first place. Because, like, you know, I don't want... It's great to have people on, but you don't... I feel like I don't want to have people on that, like, have no idea about it. And it's like, hey, who do you think would win in this matchup? And they're like, I have no idea who these people are. Like, I feel like that doesn't really have any value. Because, like, I had fun when we had, like, Professor Pone on, but it seemed from, like, the comments that did not go over super duper well. So maybe, like, I kind of gotta, like, figure out what the criteria needs to be for guests.
They have wronged us. Understood. Go. Yes. Vengeance. Attack the Urks.
Just keep moving. Just keep moving.
Get moving.
Sorry for this long question. Supposedly the gods come from another Earth where chaos had won. The cycle is repeated. So Johnny Thorson, I'm gonna be real with you right now, okay? Ignore that. That is one of the dumbest things that Games Workshop ever wrote. That is a piece of end times lore that makes zero sense. That it cannot be explained. So just ignore it. Just totally ignore it. Games Workshop was totally talking out of their ass when they made that up. I don't know which author wrote that, but whoever it is, as far as I'm concerned, they're fucking dead to me. Because it was garbage lore. Absolute garbage lore. The idea that the elf gods were, like, part of a eternal cycle where chaos has always won for all of eternity, and this is only, like, the most recent universe in which they are, like, like, it's so stupid. And it doesn't make any sense. Like, okay, you know what? No, we're doing this. We're doing this. Put your damn seatbelts on, chat. I'm going on a rant. I'm going on a rant. Put your seatbelts on. So here's the problem. Here's the problem. In Warhammer Fantasy, we have a couple of, like, really explicit rules. Like, we have really well established lore narratives and lore beats and rules that have the setting established so that you can understand what's going on and you can, like, pay attention to the setting and, like, follow along with the story. Because if you understand what's going on, you can appreciate the story beats and actually, like, keep up with the situation. The problem is, so in the end times, some dipshit decided, oh, I want to make it so that, like, I steal an idea from another author that doesn't really fit, and what's going on. Hold on, I'll answer the cheers and stuff in a bit. I'm gonna finish my point here. So you have this author that comes out, and they say, okay, I wanna steal this idea, and I wanna make the elf gods really important. Like, I wanna make the elf gods so important. So he comes out and he says the legendary sentence of Lilith, who did a lot of stupid shit in the end times that I'm not gonna get into right now. Comes out and tells one of the other characters, oh yeah, no, like, all of this is a cycle, And that's why it's pointless for us to fight against the Dark Gods, because the Dark Gods have always won and they're always going to win. And it's Lilith basically explaining why she backstabbed everybody. So Lilith comes out and explains this bullshit idea, which, granted, maybe you could argue that, oh no, Lilith's just full of shit and she's crazy. But, like, they even kind of mentioned it again in AOS. But here's the problem. So, in Warhammer Fantasy, there are two big problems with this situation. The first one is this little fucking thing called the Old Ones. You might have heard of them. The Old Ones are very distinctly not elven gods. The Old Ones are more akin to the gods of the Lizardmen, and you could argue that there are, I'd say, accurate theories, and a theory that I hold, that the elven gods are just the elves' interpretations of the Old Ones mixed in with their own stuff. So, according to Lilith, though, the Old Ones just don't exist. According to Lilith, the elf gods are survivors from a prior universe that escaped to this universe, and then somehow the Old Ones popped out of somebody's ass, I guess, and on their silver ships, and, you know, created the Lizardmen, and then created the elves, and then created the dwarves, and then created humans. Where the fuck is that in your plan, Lilith, you dumb bitch? So, that doesn't make sense. And then, you know, there's the whole thing with Chaos, where Chaos did not exist. It didn't exist. When Korn and Zinch and all of those guys came popping into the scenario, here's the thing. In Warhammer Fantasy, we know exactly when they gained sentience. The Dark Gods did not come out of the realm of chaos sentient. They came out as these, like, unknowable, like these strange, mixed up, unknowable things that had to gain sentience as they built up over time. We know their birth order, and that Khorne came first, then Nurgle, then Tzeentch, Slaanesh. We know that the reason the Old Ones were destroyed by Chaos, and the reason it took so long, is that when the Old Ones were going around creating life, they were trying to create something to deal with Chaos as a rising issue, but Chaos didn't have sentience yet, it didn't have direction. It was more like a formless mass, like a Cthulhu-esque thing of tentacles and unknowable horror, but it didn't have a sense of direction or purpose. It was just lashing out at things. So the Old Ones were trying to create a way to deal with the problem, but the Old Ones, in their ignorance and their arrogance, did not realize that by creating more and more and more sentient life, they were accidentally making Chaos stronger. They were providing Chaos with sentience. They were providing Chaos with emotions. And those emotions, as they fed into this other realm, the realm of Chaos, coalesced all together, and eventually they gained such mass, and there was so much gunk gathered together that they literally had these supernova-like events where the gods of Chaos were born. And none of that can happen if Lilith's, Games, I'm not going to blame Lilith, I'm going to blame Games Workshop. Whatever asshole Arthur wrote this, which I am 99.9 to the infinite % sure it was a 40k writer. It had to have been a 40k writer, because they brought 40k writers onto the project, which is where we got a lot of stupid shit. We got Kabanda as one of the biggest bad guys of the end times because of a stupid 40k author. We got this bullshit theory with Lilith from a stupid 40k author. They introduced this random plot where, like, Nurgle had secretly captured Shalia and had her in a prison to test his diseases, but she was using that as a Pax Fulcrum, and she was using that to pass on cures to humanity, which was ripped straight from 40k, except for in 40k it's Aisha instead. Like, lazy bullshit. They literally just pulled in some guy who's like, oh, I don't really like fantasy, and I don't even read fantasy, so I'm just gonna put in some more 40k shit. Fuck 40k, first of all. Fuck 40k. I said it. If you like it, that's totally cool. But as a fantasy fan, 40k is bullshit, and it does nothing but hurt fantasy. I hate it. And just the end times were just like the ultimate culmination of that entire situation. Ugh. I'm done. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I enjoy 40K for what it is. It needs to be in its own bubble and not be allowed to touch fantasy. Thank you for the... thank you, Misha. The old ones are bae. Whoever isn't a Croak fanboy is dead to me. Thanks for the bits, dude. But yeah, no. The idea that there was like a prior universe before the fantasy universe is just a slap in the face to everything fantasy stands for, and you should completely disregard it. Alright, check this out, dudes. So, Thorek Ironbrow, I don't know if y'all know this, Thorek has a unique Anvil of Doom. So, not only does he have the normal Anvil of Doom power, which is the Locus of Power, which is that enemies within 100 meters, if they try and cast spells, every 6 seconds, if they try and cast a spell, they miscast, so they blow up and take damage. But Thorek has a unique Anvil of Doom, so he also acquires this, the Rune of Doom. So in the Rune of Doom is a map-wide buff that does not count as part of your rune lore. It's an ability, not a spell. So it doesn't put your other runes on cooldown, and it gives everyone in your army map-wide 24 melee attack and fear. Mwah! Beautiful. Would I expect a previous universe if it was where the old ones came from? No, because the old ones were very distinctly travelers through space. Like, they explored the universe that Warhammer Fantasy exists in. And the entire thing about Warhammer Fantasy that makes it special is that it was an alternate way to look at our universe. The only way... the old ones, if they came from somewhere... they came from like a different galaxy or a different part of the universe, undeniably. You know, they're aliens, but I do not think they came from another reality. To me, that is you're pushing it too far at that point. I think it is more than enough to simply say they were aliens. We don't, you know, they came from somewhere in the universe, and we know for a fact they did establish other planets. And we know it was not going well. It was not going well at all. Because, and the thing is that I would argue if the old ones had the ability to hop dimensions, or like, because we know they used the Realm of Chaos as a fuel source. Like, they used it to teleport, essentially, you know, travel faster than light. They would, like, rip, kind of like the warp, almost literally exactly like the warp in 40K, where they would rip open portals to this other realm and use it to basically speed run their way across the galaxy, which worked, but, and they also used it as a battery. So they use, because the Realm of Chaos is a realm of nothing but energy. Originally, it was literally just pure energy. The thing the old ones did not realize, and what got them in trouble, is that our universe, emotions felt by sentient creatures, is echoed into the Realm of Chaos, and it like attracts like, and it starts to coalesce, and when enough of it gathers together, it turns into something really bad, something really nasty. Wouldn't it be the ultimate irony the 4 Chaos Gods cosplayed as the old ones to create the field for the great game? I think the Chaos Gods are genuinely too stupid for that, but it would be a really troll and funny thing, actually. But I genuinely think they're too stupid. Like, kind of a thing with the Dark Gods is that they're idiots. Because if they weren't idiots, they would be able to be a lot more effective at what they were attempting to do all the time. I don't know what it is about this particular map. It seems like a little laggy or a little choppy or something, which is weird. Yeah, you poncy bastards. Enjoy some free rocks on me. Oh. Very rude of you. I never understood why the High Elves had gods if they knew the old ones. The High Elves have a kind of a complicated relationship with the old ones. You have to remember that Games Workshop did not do a great job of explaining the Elven Pantheon, because the Dwarf Pantheon is like very, very easy to explain. But the Elf Pantheon is a little bit more of a mess. And the big thing with them is that the Elven Pantheon took physical actions on the planet. You know, forging like the Sword of Cain and all that stuff. Games Workshop literally hand-waved it, in that Games Workshop, there's a book you can read where they actually talk about that particular issue of like, okay, what are the elf gods? And basically the general accepted answer is kind of the same, is that the elves understand the concept that the old ones existed, but the elves did not know the old ones. The elves never got to meet the old ones. They never spoke to them. They never witnessed them. The thing about the old ones is the old ones were so horrifically powerful and so massive and godlike that they, just to be in their presence, because they were beings that you could best describe as being like other, just to be in their physical presence, if you were not a first generation Slaawn, it would just scramble your brains. Like they could not communicate with the Lizardmen, with the exception of the first generation Slaawn. Lord Mazdamundi never met the old ones, and he's a second generation Slaawn. Like, Lord Mazdamundi is like one of the strongest Slaawn ever to live, next to only Lord Croak and the other first generation Slaawn, and he never got to meet the old ones because he could not handle the mental strain of dealing with them. Did all the first generation Slaawn die out? Yes, they all died during the Great Cataclysm. The ancestor gods were likely not taught by the old ones. They were probably taught by the first generation Slaawn, or they were like passed on messages from the old ones, but they probably did not interact with them. Do the old ones have an impact on the Age of Sigmar? Now they do, yes. The old ones are very, very important in Age of Sigmar, because they're the ones that constructed the Realm Gates. Which, if you know your Age of Sigmar, you know that the Realm Gates are literally one of the most important things in the setting. As one of Kairos Fateweaver's heads sees the past and the other sees the future, how does he deal with threats in the present? He doesn't very well, to be honest. That's Kairos Fateweaver's like big weakness, is that he can't see the present. So if somebody gets close to him, the Kairos Fateweaver, because he sees all potential futures and the past without what's the word, bias. So like he sees the past in its true form, and he also, stupid elves. And he also sees, you know, all possible futures and kind of shifts through it. Because of that, there's like a critical amount of space in that time where Kairos can't see what's going on. So he can't see the present. And the thing is, if you're fighting Kairos Fateweaver in close combat, combat is so chaotic and fast moving that he can't sort out which future is going to happen while he's fighting. So the whole thing with Kairos Fateweaver is that he tries to ideally avoid close combat, because if somebody gets that close to him, there's like, he's gonna get his ass kicked. I'll put it this way: in Warhammer Fantasy Tabletop, there's a sliding scale of stats. Thank you for the hydrate. And the way the scale worked is that if your stat was a 1, you were like dog shit at whatever that thing was. So if your stat was a 1, you were like just the worst at whatever the subject was. and a 10 was like you're a god. You know, you're amazing. You're just you're the cream of the crop at whatever the subject is. Most demons of Tzeentch, greater demons of Tzeentch, like Kairos Fateweaver, had a weapon skill of 6, which is very high. Like the average person is like a weapon skill of 3. So a greater demon of Tzeentch was a weapon skill 6. Kairos Fateweaver, because Kairos Fateweaver is so bad at fighting in the present, and combat can really only be done in the present. Kairos Fateweaver's weapon skill, 2. A 2. Kairos Fateweaver was as skilled in close combat as a skink. Was not his forte. Now, don't get me wrong, Kairos was still, I think he was still strength and toughness 6. So, like, if he managed to hit you, he could hit hard. And if you could manage to hit him, he could be pretty tanky. Yeah, he was an absolute. He would get slapped. Like in combat, you would hit him with like every attack most of the time. Only streamers and content creators have access to the pack. The pack, that is correct. The DLC and the free DLC does not release publicly until the 14th. So you'll have to hang in there, I'm afraid. But the nice thing is we are showing it off, so hopefully you can check it out and make informed decisions about whether you'd be interested in purchasing this DLC, or if there's anything in the free DLC that you're particularly excited for. We're not actually showing the DLC yet. We don't get to show the DLC until a little bit later. But we are allowed to show the free DLC, which is what we're showing now. So you can, you know, get excited for it and think about what you want to play and see what they're up to and all that jazz. Which, by the way, I'm not going to be doing it today because I have to sort some stuff out. But tomorrow I'm going to be streaming again tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to be doing a buttload of giveaways. I'm probably going to be giving away like 6 copies of the upcoming DLC, The Silence and the Fury, and I will also be giving away some copies of the Game 1 Call of the Beastmen DLC. So if that sounds interesting to you, you'll definitely want to be here tomorrow morning for the stream. Alright, I'm just trying to get back to full health. My guys are like super beat up. Let's get a gold mine so we can get some actual mule. What races can recruit ogre mercenaries? Everybody. Everybody can recruit mercenaries. Has Kugoth Plaguefather killed Kairos Fateweaver? Yes, Kugoth splatted him once, and it was hilarious. Kugoth saved Bretonnia. I'm not even kidding. Tzeentch wanted to do a big ritual that involves stealing all of the artifacts that belong to Gilles le Breton and many of his companions in life. And Tzeentch got wind of it, or when Tzeentch was trying to do that, he was gonna like really mess up Bretonnia. But Nurgle is really fond of Musion, which is where Tzeentch was going in the final part of the invasion. And Nurgle was like, no, that's like my favorite playground. So Kugoth was sent to defend Musion and actually fought Kairos Fateweaver, and he killed Kairos, which was hilarious. Alright, I have had it with these mother effing rats in these mother effing jungles.
Go!
I can make it close, but if I get caught, I'm dead.
Need my warp token stash.
But even if they attack me outside, I think I'd be kind of in trouble. I'll wait until they start sieging. Risk it for the biscuit! Risk it for the biscuit! For the biscuit!
No, I will not shame my clan.
Nice. Good job. Demons can die from rocks dropping on them. That is true. Techless, you jerk. Oh, he ambushed me. Man, I made a calculated risk and I am bad at math. F and chat. Rip for Hungrim Red X.
Lord of the Borodin.
Well, this is getting a little out of hand. Let's see. Give me... Let's do the Rune of Negation. Okay, Super Tune's gotta go.
So it's war. Good. Make it
I need to start
for the
expanding.
Doei.
Oh, we got a Rune Armor. And we got the Dwarfen Neck Yoke. Nice.
Tried and tested.
Alright, he does not have a... Oh, look at that! This is the target of a grudge. Oh, that's a cool new UI thing. So when you have a grudge against a particular
Raton's
army or something, it
color
shows up
will
above
soon
it.
be reforged at last, Rune Lord.
Oh, well, now you can get more Rune Lords?
What's up?
That is true. More gold. I need to hustle back there.
Rune Lord of Kazador.
Oh no, I'm gonna have 2 slavers there. Let's do that. Okay, we got 20 stack now. And I'm going to summon a Rune Lord. Let's get a Rune Lord of Valea.
What?
And you try and recruit an army as fast as you can to deal with those Ponzi elves. Maybe we can stop them. Oh, nope. Not gonna be able to stop them. Bummer. Oh! Oh, Techless.
In these dark times.
Oh, Techless. That's going in the book. That's going in the book! Did you notice dwarfs have no tier 5 units now? Pretty sus. It is kind of sus. Almost like maybe they plan to add super units to the dwarfs one day. Who knows, though?
Arcane wisdom.
Ah, dang, I can't quite make it. Okay, so let's go, like... That's fine. We'll just stay in the stance. Alright, so we're going to move this way to punch the Skaven in the face. And then after I punch the Skaven in the face, I'm going to punch Techless in the face.
Vengeful Rune
Why don't you take the Rune of Fear, Rune of Luck, and the Rune of Impact. I don't want to give you a Master Rune just yet because you're not super well established. Take the Rune of Sanctuary. Sure, you can have the Rune of Penetration. Why not? Take the Charm Shield. Oh, gosh. I'm out of money. Alright, we'll just defend that for right now. This has a garrison, right? Yes, it does. Okay. Hopefully they can hold out until I get there. My spoon is too big. That's fair point. Fair point. Oh, I needed one more turn. Dang it.
Ronriki.
I failed at all those missions.
About it.
All the sad face.
Grimace.
Oh, so many elves. Can I win this? The only thing I'm really worried about is the Phoenix. I can handle everything else, especially because he's all messed up. I'm gonna try and fight him back. Can you lose runes permanently when losing a character? No, I don't think so. Actually, I know you don't, because I had the Rune of Sanctuary banner rune on the other guy, and it was my 3rd one, so I would have permanently lost it when he died, but I have it on this unit. Am I playing on small unit sizes? No, I'm playing on normal, so large. Okay, I have a Grudge Thrower, and he doesn't, so I'm gonna sit at the very back of the class and do my best to just blast him. Alright, and we want that bird to come over here. Ideally, the Phoenix will come after us and land on one of these units. And then I can just rip him to pieces. What the hell? Why can't I see him? Shoot in that general direction. Oh, because there's a hill. That's problem causing. Alright, hold your fire. Ah, we got him! Alright, I don't think he's moving then. Fire! Oh, yeah! It's all come together. I can't see what I'm shooting at, but I'm still hitting stuff. Nice. Oh, come on. That was terrible. Oh, never mind. Sorry. I was going to say that was a terrible shot. Never mind. Never mind. Okay, so they're more like here-ish. What's my thoughts on the new update coming out next week? What new update? Okay, they're actually starting to move now. Very slowly. Got him again. Okay, hold your fire. Fire at will! Fire at will! Ooh, good hit! We're the sword masters. That's what I really want. They're there. And I'm gonna aim here for a hot moment.
Foul lizard thing joins the red host.
Hey, Gums! Thanks so much for renewing your Prime sub, my dude. Thank you.
Let's go.
Dwarf warriors,
Ow.
defiant and unbound.
Armor!
Our ancestors. Grudge thrower. From the Caller's Anchor.
I want everybody on the bird.
Don't skirmish.
Everybody on the bird. Bring that turkey down. Except you. I want you on the sword masters.
Dwarf warriors, by the Layer's will, the runes claw. Doei, attack!
Forward!
Down! Kill worms! Miners! Cattle! Miners!
Forward!
Grudge thrower! Axes out!
I want Thanksgiving coming early. Bring it down! Melee attack buff! Oh, come and get it. Come and get it! Miners, to me! To me! Bring it down! Bring it down! Bring it down! You better run, you big bitch.
Let the
These are Doei lands!
The lair bless our aid! Right? Quarrelers!
And we're not gonna lose to some oofty Elgi.
How about them? Kazu!
Speak of the devil.
With haste!
Bring him down!
Miners! Killers! Great firepower ready! Quarrelers! Doei, attack! Cruise of power! Tongues out! Armed and ready! Miners! Kazu! Ready to strike! Ah! Dwarf warriors! Grudge thrower! Broodlord!
Armor!
Miners!
Miners, forward!
Quarrelers!
Quarrelers, take out the bird! Take out the bird!
For the ancestors! Give me
Bring it down! Bring it down! Frozen turkey for dinner, lads!
High King! Grudge thrower! For the Countess Encore! Move to attack!
Ooh, good shot!
Lord of
Forward!
Battle ready!
We got 3 seconds till I can buff our melee attack. Ah, the new rune lore is so good, dude.
Master of Runecraft! Unbending! Dwarf
Victory!
Scoff! Yes! Runes of power! Ironbrow! Warriors! Fight and unbow!
We sent that pointy-eared Wazak packing. Does rune lore not bank the dwarves too OP? Nah, I don't think they're OP. Alright, Teclis is dead. Good, absolute riddance. In terms of military strength, is Bretonnia capable to the Empire because in Total War Warhammer 2 they have way less land? Do you mean in the lore? Bretonnia is undoubtedly a inferior nation to the Empire in military strength. But, I mean, when it comes to, like, cavalry and stuff like that, they are undeniably the mightiest. Alright, so we're going to... We will drink to victory! Can a phoenix be male or female? Yes. Either. Do I think it's possible to add more runes with the Rune Priestess of Valea? Yes, absolutely. Like a rune staff? Uh-huh. Undeniably. I think that would be a good idea, too. Ruin Unrestrained. Extra Winds of Magic. Great. Wow, Teclis's trait is actually completely useless on dwarfs.
Thorek Ironbrow!
Alright, so Teclis was pushed back, and we...
Ready?
Though I'm going to make sure he's pushed all the way back. And we actually did defeat the Skaven. So now I can get Greater Locus of Power. I don't understand what the difference between Greater Locus of Power and Regular Locus. I don't understand what this does. Regular Locus of Power is an enemy that casts within 100 meters every 6 seconds suffers a minor miscast. A Greater Locus of Power is the exact same thing. Right? Am I crazy? Constant. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. I will email one of the devs after this. Because that seems like it does the exact same thing.
Tried and tested.
Alright, does more damage. It does not state as such, but perhaps. Vengeance is sweet. Give me that trade agreement. Nice. Alright, we got trade with the lizards. How much do I need? Oh, I need 90. Okay. Oh, I need so much oak gold.
By Grundy.
Have Astalia's land armies ever been described? The Astalia's armies are not a super well explored topic. There is undoubtedly some information if you go back far enough. Most of what we know about Astalia as a country is that they are very similar to Talea in that they seem to be much more reliant on they're much more reliant on like mercenary groups or using their what income they have. But their armies would probably be very similar to Talea's. We do know that they have like a lot of like duelists, you know, a lot of notable black powder stuff. But I'm sure if you went back far enough to like one of the really old editions, you could probably find some information there. Thoughts on the Dwarf Carnosaur? It's hilarious. It's actually a reference. The Dwarf Carnosaur is literally a reference to.
Is that what you offer?
Oh, seems he does. The Dwarf Carnosaur is a reference to the Shard Dragon. Because Shard Dragons are these big monsters that were introduced in the Monstrous Arcanum that are dwarf exclusive monsters. And the way the dwarves controlled them is they had runic collars that they would place on them that allowed the rune lords to control them. So this seems to be a reference to that, which is really, really clever. Send you into the realm of Slaanesh? Well, you asked for it. Where's the... There you are. Fire! Into the abyss with you. Okay, I got one more turn, so that's ready. I need to update the points. I have thought of new things to do with the points in recent times. Some of them are kind of cringe, but what is Twitch if not a cringe experience, right? Oh yeah, I lost my diamonds. Jerk. I can make Ironbeard's armor. I don't really need armor, though. I need other stuff. Oh, you're not... sure, I'll take the Master Rune of Leia. Hey, Aztec, what's up, dude? Aztec, are you down to play later today? Son of a biscuit! Look at all those storm vermin!
Another wretched foul lizard thing.
Hey, MMO Addicted! Thanks so much for gifting 5 subs, dude! Oh, Throt. No, no, no. No. I'm gonna stop you right there. No more, Throt. You got one. Thank you for the gift subs, dude. I really appreciate it. The choke point? Ah, but the choke point is in our favor. The only thing I've got to watch out for is the Skaven summons. So let's put a minor unit on... We actually might be able to win this, thanks to the choke point. Rip Skaven? It better be Rip Skaven. I hate Skaven. Me and all my homies hate Skaven.
a man's blood.
Actually, let's do... Yeah, let's have 3 units. And then I'll keep the warriors in reserve.
For the Kazador!
MMO Addicted, thanks for the bits, my dude. I really appreciate the support. And thank you for all the subs this month, dude. Another gift sub! Thank you.
The Red Host. Cursed Sotek.
To anyone that got a gift sub, welcome to the Red Host, dudes. I hope you enjoy the emotes. Hopefully one day, someday, we'll be Twitch partnered so we can have a lot more emotes for the community and stuff. Play today? Awesome. Fire! Oh, if it wasn't Lord Skrulk leading this, I would actually feel really good about it. Well, I do appreciate the support, my dude. Have Bretonnia and the Lizardmen ever had any serious conflicts in history? Not on like a big national thing, but there have been a notable amount of Bretonians that have invaded Lustria, like the occasional guy, you know, went and did it. The Bretonian character you can get in the campaign with what's his face? Gosh darn it, Marcus Wolfhard. Roderick Lianguel, or whatever the hell his name is. He was actually a guy. He was like an actual character in the lore who went to Lustria. Except he was sent there by his family because they wanted to get rid of him. But he actually did go to Lustria and he did steal some riches, but he died. he did not make it out. Prince Roderick did not make it out. Okay, we gotta go absolutely ham on these. If we can, like, really punch through this... Oh, don't Liber Bubonicus me. That's very rude. Oh, this is looking rough. A little bit of friendly fire. Hold the line! Hold the line! Okay, let's maybe not friendly fire quite that bad. Thank you. Shit. Oh, I do not want to lose this settlement, but I really don't see us winning this. If it was anybody but Skrulk, I think we would have a chance. But Skrulk is just... Ooh, yeah, we're losing. There's still so many storm vermin. And that's not even counting this flank. Like, if it was just this isolated pocket, I think we'd be okay, but it is definitely not just this isolated pocket.
Understood, Lord! Drag them!
Grudge Thrower's gotten a mean tally, though. Gotta give him credit.
For the High King! The plans do not...
Okay, if we can break this unit of Storm Vermin, I can just turn and shoot everything at Skrulk.
Miners! Strike out! Grudge Thrower! Attack! Back!
Oh, is that a full health unit of Storm Vermin? Yes, it is. Oh. Okay, we've got Skrulk a little isolated. Quarrelers, shoot him! Shoot Skrulk!
Attack the axe!
Skrulk has gotta die, or we do not stand a chance. Okay, I just want you to go up here. Bring it down, bring it down!
Nothing can stop us!
Let's back up a little bit.
For the ancestors!
Okay, we need to get rid of this big fat unit. That unit's got some cake. Is a big boy.
Come at them!
Oh god, get away from me! Back into the fray!
Ready to strike!
Okay, good job. Good job, good job. Oh yeah, they shattered. Excellent. Focus down, Scroll! Focus down, Scroll!
Wretched foul lizard thing joins the red host. Cursed Sotek.
Hey, Big Boy Barbas! Thanks so much for using
Let's
your
go Doei.
Prime sub. Let's go, Doei. I concur. Dude, the Grudge Thrower is like just paying dividends today. Bring him down! Bring him down! If Skrulk dies, I think we've got this. How many kills does the Grudge Thrower have, dude? Nearly 400 kills. My lord. Oh, there we go! Yeah! We won! Oh my god. Wow. Brave Doei. Very brave Doei. Oh, this is a noble day. This is a noble day. That choke point, man. That choke point saved us. And luckily, the AI was too stupid to summon use its summons on the my catapult. If it had done a well-timed summon on my catapult, I think we would have been boned. Because the catapult just butchered Storm Vermin like there was no tomorrow. Heroic victory. Yeah, he used like 1 or 2 summons, but he used them in the battle line for some reason. Normally, the AI is pretty decent about summoning, using the summon on like ranged units or siege weapons, but seems that it was trying to like break through that choke point. Yeah, that Grudge Thrower soloed so much of the army. Give me that money. Also, I think the new miners helped out significantly, because the new miners give us that armor sundering. So I think we were able to have a much easier time dealing with the Storm Vermin, because the miners were sundering all the armor of Skrulk's little annoying dudes, which was a huge help. Alright, so let's okay, let's keep trying to smooth things over with the lizards, because we can acquire runic artifacts by buddying up with the Lizardmen. If you have a military alliance with a faction and they have one of your artifacts that you want, you can actually get it via you can get it by allying with them. Alright, time to smash some elves. Do I think they'll add the Rune of Doom? Avalon, the Rune of Doom's in the game. If you mean the Rune of Doom from Thorek Ironbrow in like 6th edition, it's in here. It's right here. The Rune of Doom. Yep, the Rune of Doom. It's right here. It's a unique rune on Thorek Ironbrow's anvil. So if you take Thorek Ironbrow on the Anvil of Doom, you get the Rune of Doom. What are the runes could they add? I think they're missing like a rune or 2 from the army book. Not many though. what is Clan Morgrim, and why is a Rune Lord a lord of it? So that's actually a mistake. When Warhammer 1 was made, so what they're saying is they're basically referencing the ancestor gods, but they're saying Morgrim, which is weird because Morgrim is more like the ancestor god for engineers. What they should be saying is they should be saying Thugni, because Thugni is the ancestor god that's most associated with runesmithing. That's kind of like his domain. So when they're saying Clan Morgrim, they're being like, we're descendants of Morgrim. We're descendants of the ancestor god Morgrim. We're carrying on his art, yada yada. But it seems to be an error. They should be saying Clan Thugni, but because it's a voice line, it's like a lot harder to fix. But it's a pretty minor issue. Like, I don't worry about it, to be honest. It's like, it's like, okay, it's a little disappointing, but whatever. Pick and choose your battles, right? A minor issue? Oh, God. Boo! Boo!
Runes of spellbreaking! War of vengeance!
Miners! I want that door down.
If I must.
These elves have been in a proper Doei hold for too long already.
Right. Slayers! Thorek Ironbrow! Aye! Thorek Ironbrow!
How can Ungrim be both a Slayer and a King at the same time? I actually have, if you want to check it out, it's a little bit of an older video, so the audio quality is a little eh, but there is actually a lore video on my YouTube channel for Ungrim Iron Fist. I don't remember how long it is. I think it's like an hour long, but it goes over all, if not a significant amount of his story, including like where that whole situation came from. But the TLDR essentially is that Ungrim has a ancestor who was the king of Karakadrin, and there was a terrible incident that happened. It is widely believed, and the lore suggests, that the incident was that his daughter, who was supposed to marry a prince of Karasakarak, was devoured by a dragon. Which, you know, generally considered a very, very bad thing. And because he was so distraught over it, he swore the Slayer Oath, despite the fact that he was king. So basically, it kind of introduced this crisis where, okay, how can you swear the Slayer Oath when you're king? And basically what the dwarfs decided would be the most acceptable answer to that predicament would be to say that, okay, you cannot forsake your oath as king in order to fulfill your Slayer Oath. So basically what they were saying was, alright, you have this oath you have to fulfill. You have the Slayer Oath, and you will not regain your honor and whatnot until you fulfill it, but you may not abandon your duty as king in order to fulfill it. So, for instance, he can't just suicide charge out of his castle, or out of his Karak, in order to fight the biggest monster like most Slayers would. He has to fulfill both oaths simultaneously, which is a contradiction and causes a lot of problems. But basically, he has the desire to die like a normal Slayer would, but he's not allowed to fulfill it. Unless he can find a way to do so that does not involve him abandoning his role as king, which is really, really difficult. Whew, getting very, very hungry. Can I name 5 living dwarfs Queek Headtaker would lose to? 5? I honestly don't know if there are 5 dwarfs that could beat Queek Headtaker in a fair fight. Because Queek Headtaker fights unfair, to be frank. Ungrim Iron Fist, I think, could beat Queek. Thorgrim, we know, can beat Queek. I think Belagar, if they had, like, just a flat duel to the death with no interruptions, I think Belagar could kill Queek. Gotrek Gurnison could definitely kill Queek. That'd probably be it. That would probably be it. Maybe Kazador could beat him, but it would be close. I think Kazador would have a hard time. Grombrindal? Yeah, sure, you could say Grombrindal. I should also note, I don't think Ungrim Iron Fist would have, like, an easy... like, in any of those, it would not be, like, a dead set thing. I think it would be a difficult fight. Oh, wow, the Rune of Doom looks really cool. I like the kind of, like, spiritual spookiness to it. Snorri Whitebeard, that is Grombrindal. Snorri Whitebeard is Grombrindal. They're the same person. What happened to Ungrims in the end times? Ungrim, excuse me. He did a fair bit. The biggest thing Ungrim did is he tried to save or stop the resurrection of Nagash, but he failed because he got waylaid by Malagor the Dark Omen, which stopped him from getting there in time to stop Nagash's resurrection. After that, he went back to Karazakarak, where he ended up having to hold against a massive invasion of Skaven, led by Throt the Unclean, and eventually Ikit Claw joined the fight. Once Ikit joined, the dwarves ended up... once Ikit joined the fight and, like, had all of his batteries brought out because he was going to try and, you know, just shoot the shit out of the fortress, the dwarves did the unexpected by Ungrim had the gates opened and led all of the Doei out on, like, a big charge to just go punch him in the face. And they defeated the Skaven army. However, as part of the situation that went down, Ikit Claw basically took a bunch of really big, like, Globadier gas bombs, and he partnered up with Throt the Unclean, and the two of them basically used the they took those giant spheres of poisonous gas and they stitched them inside of a trio of Hell Pit Abominations. And the trio of Hell Pit Abominations attacked Kalakadrin, and two of them managed to make it inside. And once they were inside, one of them was basically perpetually leaking gas, like poisonous gas, and the other one blew up. So by the time Ungrim fought his way back to the hold of Kalakadren after defeating the Skaven army, everyone inside was dead. Everybody inside was killed and died because of the gas. And Ungrim was so super pissed off about it that he basically just became beyond filled with bottomless rage. And in that moment of him being like just raw hatred and anger embodied, he caught the attention essentially of the Wind of Fire, Akshi. And so Akshi flew down and essentially went into him, and he became the incarnate of fire. After that point, he basically ran around splatting Skaven everywhere he could find them. He arrived in time to save Karazakarak during the big siege of Everpeak, where he burned the shit out of Ikitclaw. Didn't kill him, but burned him really, really badly. And after that, he left the dwarf. He believed Karazakarak was saved, which he was unfortunately wrong. Because of the stuff that Deathmaster Snitch would pull after the battle. But after saving Karazakarak, he went to the Empire to help. And he met up with Karl Franz, who was actually Sigmar at this point, and the Incarnate of Heavens. Met up with him at... Averheim. The two of them met up at Averheim, and there they fought against Archaon the Everchosen. And eventually they lost, but Balthazar Gelt was able to cast like a big super spell that allowed them all to escape, but Ungrim stayed behind. And Ungrim stayed behind along with a lot of his slayers, or all of his slayers, or at least most of them. And they stayed behind to buy Karl Franz and all of the humans and stuff to buy them time. And Ungrim dueled against Archaon and eventually died. And that was the end. No, Ungrim died dueling Archaon. Ungrim beat Scylla Anfingrim. How is Queek such a strong fighter considering he's only 3 years old? Skaven. Skaven, you have to remember that Skaven metabolism, so like how fast they grow and all that jazz is like insane. Like a Skaven is like fully mature, like an adult, within weeks, if not like a month at like the longest. And for Queek in particular, Queek is got almost like supernatural abilities, most notably his speed. Queek is horrific. Oh, they've got Warp Lightning. That is a problem. Queek is horrifically fast. I mean, he is so fast that when he's like really grooving in combat, his perception of the battle or the duel is essentially in slow motion. Because his brain is working so fast that he's able to perceive everything that's happening functionally in slow motion, and therefore is able to react to it and dodge out of the way just obscenely quick. And Queek is undeniably the best fighter outside of only Deathmaster Snitch that the Skaven have produced.
Let the vengeance begin! Fight! Ready to strike!
How do I think Dwarfs will handle the change from magic resistance to spell resistance? I think they'll be fine. It'll make Dwarfs a much more balanced faction. It'll make them also a lot more nuanced, because they won't just be like splatting like Wood Elves or whatever. This is looking pretty rough, guys. We got 2 Skaven Chieftains, which is just a huge problem. And there's still like a ton of rats coming into combat. Fight them back! Fight them back!
Doei, attack! Dwarf warriors! Move now!
They're almost in minimum range. Maybe we can kill the Graciers. Who is the boss of Deathmaster Snitch? Deathmaster Snitch's boss is Night Lord Sneak. Night Lord Sneak is the head of Clan Eshin, or the Night Lord of Clan Eshin, and he sits on the Council 13.
For the ancestor gods.
Just like Queek's boss is Grand Warlord Nodwell, who is the warlord of Clan Moors and sits on the Council 13.
Kill the Orc Splitters!
Yeah, we're definitely going downhill. There's too many of them! What do I think about Snorri Whitebeard in AOS? He looks a lot more chill. I love him so far. I think Romberdil / Snorri Whitebeard is excellent in AOS. The White Dwarf magazines they've been releasing each month have been fantastic. The last one is last month's, which I still have not received my copy, and I'm angry about it. Apparently there was like a massive shipping issue with the United States, so I'm still waiting on my copy to arrive. Yes, I'm salty about it. Ooh. Alright guys, this is actually going to be the last battle for me. I want to keep streaming, but like, I'm getting like, I am so hungry it's hurting. So, which is stupid, but it's one of those things. So, we're actually going to go ahead and call it here for today. And I've got to run a bunch of errands and stuff anyway. Real quick, before y'all go, to wherever you're going to go and stuff, tomorrow morning I will be streaming this, we'll be playing this campaign again, but I'll be streaming tomorrow morning, and I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of giveaways of copies of the keys and all that stuff. And, I will be back later tonight, but when I back later tonight, I will be streaming a Age of Sigmar game. So if you want to watch me play Age of Sigmar live, I'm going to be taking Seraphon for the first time in the new edition, which are Lizardmen, functionally. So if you want to check that out, make sure you come by later tonight to watch that game. But I will be playing more Thorek tomorrow.